on.
Alright, so let's see what we get here for Kingdom.
We'll update the score. Mercury is going to start.
Alright, here we go for game 2. And there's possession on the board. I think... No, before the game, like they said they were gonna play with possession, right?
Yeah,
I think
Psychomatic wanted to sort of ban it by mutual agreements, but I think Mercury just wanted to play with it.
well, but I don't know if it's even that good here. This
It's a kind of a weird board. You can play multiple with Golem, but Golem is quite bad. It's quite bad on itself because, like, what are you going to hit? It's like
mode.
what you can just only buy golems and possessions as your only action cards. Then a golem play will guarantee double possession if you have
But
no
then
possession in hand. But it's just so slow, and the money thing with fool's gold into maybe harem or just promises directly is a lot stronger.
Harem is nice here because there's battlefield, right? So every harem gain, like the first harem gains, are actually worth 4 points.
Yeah, harem is strong here. Like, do you maybe open bureaucrat with the fool's golds? I think Mercury is just going skipping fool's golds and going for silver. And I would say you open bureaucrat with it.
Maybe, I don't know. I think I have never opened bureaucrat, but
Oh wow,
might be nice here.
it's nice on just really weak boards. And like if you can't pin your opponent, like Marin did sometime with some weird wacky apprentice engine where he apprenticed, gained silvers for draw, and just pinned his opponent with a bunch of bureaucrats.
I also had a game once where I king's courted bureaucrats for the pin. But like those are really rare. Okay, so they go for bow bureaucrat.
Yeah, that's it's the real power play here. I like it. We have a true classic bureaucrat mirror. They are the best.
Well, if they gain harems, they can also force you to top deck harems in hand. But you should still gain harems here, I think, because just really nice with battlefield.
Yeah, for sure. Every time you hit 6, you buy a harem. That's like usually directly competes with gold, which makes any 6 completely terrible. But like now, like this is a nice clean harem hand.
Yeah.
And the nice thing with harem even is that it protects against bureaucrat. Well, not really, but because you still lose the card this turn.
Yeah, but it doesn't make the next turn as bad, right?
Yeah. So I'm not even sure. You still rather have no victory cards in hand. But it doesn't protect that well. Curious how great the Courtier is. Well, yeah, it gains gold. Gives 3
also
to get that. It's nice.
And if you like with harem, it's also nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. And with bureaucrats, if they collide, then you can play it for getting an action and steal one of the bonuses, because
Yeah,
bureaucrats also dual type.
yeah. So like on 5, it's actually quite okay to get it here. Like there's nothing better you can get for 5.
I'm not sure how much I like the mode. I think the answer is not at all.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much, right? But I guess they don't. Like Mercury doesn't have that many action cards. He can draw that. So
You're asking whether there's some gentleman's agreement to ignore anything, but no, there's not. We are, as Mick's saying, in the wild, wild west, where everything is allowed. But fortunately for Psychomatic, possession is just completely terrible here.
yeah,
They are going. Mercury is quite ahead on the battlefield split,
yeah. He can gain
but
another harem here and the gold maybe. Or
Psychomatic, or he can go to I think, yeah, it's close. You can also just go province.
yeah,
But I,
and seems like he does, right?
yeah, I wouldn't have minded gold and harem. It has a bit better longevity, but then you have to ask how long is the game really going to last.
And now it's like more or less like flipping coins. Well, not
Yeah,
exactly.
and
Like
indeed, Mick, there is no delay. Every time I set it, it just reset to 0. So that is something I should figure out another time, but that time is not now. Yeah, we like interacting with the chat too. So personally, I don't mind it. It's just that Psychomatic specifically asked for delay, so I feel kind of bad for him. So if you're watching this back, my apology for not having this figured out.
so, Psycho is gonna get another province here. Um, yeah, now it's just up to draws, more or less.
Interestingly, Mercury top-decked the harem, where he could have top-decked the states. So he's just hoping to get a province hand here.
And that looks really good for him.
And
Like
he
good.
bought another mode, and I don't like it. I think a silver is just straight up better.
Yeah, I guess at some point.
He only has one attack, and the draw is mediocre. You have some
Yeah, and
court chase yourself, some more modes, a bureaucrat, so there's a decent possibility of drawing something dead.
yeah, and also the mode isn't going to draw you that much more than $2 on average, so you can just buy a silver instead.
Yeah,
And Psychomatic, he can take the lead here, uh,
yeah,
by a province.
I think that's just then Mercury has to Dutchy dance and hope Psychomatic misses Dutchy at least once. So this looks pretty great for Psychomatic.
Yeah, even though he only got like 4 of the 12 battlefield points, but seems like he managed to get a lead on victory cards alone. and he's probably thinking if he should play the mode here or not. Yeah, it's the question of what is in this last 7 cards.
I haven't deck tracked that closely.
Yeah, me neither. But what did he get on his last turns? Last turn was a province. Turn before was just a mode. And
No,
the turn before he shuffled.
Well, for Psychomatic it also was province.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had 2 province turns, and
Yeah.
like 3 turns ago he bought the mode, and before that was the last time he shuffled, right?
But I like that play in general because at this stage the game is really, your deck is really going to get worse. So if you don't know whether you should trigger a shuffle or not, it's generally best not to. And this wasn't even about triggering a shuffle, but just making the triggering a bit more, getting it a bit forward, like 2 cards.
Oh, yeah, like you don't have any reason to cycle here because the deck just gets worse.
Yeah, indeed. So now we're at the point where Psychomatic has to buy a Dutch each turn, or a harem.
He could also gain a harem, right?
I think getting harem here is indeed. Yeah, then you get to 47, and he can province, but then he loses on points. So indeed, a harem would be safe as well.
Yeah, and it's also going to his shuffle right after this hand, so makes the next shuffle a bit better, a bit more likely to hit province.
The only thing with the harem is that it opens you up against a courtier trick where you use it for buy, and then Mercury can get duchy plus estate, and after that he can just buy the province, even if you get the, even if he doesn't miss duchy.
Ah, he got a courtier for triumphal arc points.
Oh wait.
Alright. I didn't think this was even gonna come into play, triumphal arc, but I guess they gained some modes and courtiers, so you can get some points off it. And he has to win here.
That's nice. So it's 2-0 for Psychomatic.
Yep. Now it seems like the stream has a bit delay. Like now I'm watching at the stream in Twitch and the game isn't finished there.
Yeah, but it always has some kind of small natural delay because it has to be recorded, uploaded, processed at Twitch, and then downloaded to the people watching. Sometimes they have buffer issues, so it gets delayed even more. And yeah, just that kind of delay is always present, but there's just no minimal delay that is always there from my settings.
Alright, here we have a board without any actions.
Without any actions?
I mean plus actions.
Villages, yeah.
Or like anti-terminals. No, not anti-terminals. Like what was the term?
I think tacos is a nice got off really well. What do we do here? It's a colony game, which is always nice to spot at turn 1.
I guess you can go miser here, right? There's there's forge trashing but no draw, so it's not that great.
And groundskeeper is going to be important. I guess mice are into Grand Market with a bunch of havens, groundskeeper. Looks okay.
Yeah, that seems like a nice thing to do. So Mercury still thinking about his $4 opening. Let's see if he goes with Miser.
Yeah, it's not completely obvious, especially because Miser usually isn't a good card. But yeah,
But
I agree with. I probably would have taken a Haven over a Silver, but I'm not.
Silver is really like here because you can't get it out of your deck anymore.
But at the same time, you want to have some chance of hitting Grand Markets sometime. And doing it via Miser alone just takes a really long time.
Oh,
So it's I don't hate it, but it's not that great either. So another problem is there aren't really any fives you want in your deck early, because Groundskeeper is always nice to have, but it just doesn't do anything until you start greening. Merchant Guild is another terminal. It's going to compete with Miser. Catacombs is just going to draw a bunch of stuff dead. I guess one Merchant Guild isn't terrible, because you can save the coin for later Grand Market buy. So I guess Seaway Miser is another option
yeah,
here. I think I would go with that.
yeah. Seaway Miser is it's okay. It's nice because, well, I guess you're gonna have Grand Markets later for plus buy, but plus buy and Miser is not that bad because it can give you huge coin payload. And yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Psychomatic goes for.
he goes for it, which is nice.
I think you want two misers here, then just put all the coppers on the mat and then go for Grand Markets.
Yeah, sounds good. I may be even tempted for a third miser, especially if you're adding havens to your deck. Then you can just set one aside when they collide, and it's no big deal at all.
Yeah, true. Um, Mix just said in chat maybe Miser is worse than just getting Silver's Catacombs and eventually Plaidforge. Might also be a possibility, right?
I don't rule it out, but I don't think it would be better. DG is asking who bought the second silver, and indeed that's a grave crime here, so let's find it. Mercury did. See, he likes all the elements. Whereas Psychomatic is just going for the steel pen.
I guess if Psycho wins this, I'm gonna have to buy one of these Psychomatic pens.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
if he wins the
If he
championship.
wins the money, he can buy all the pens he likes.
Yeah, they're quite expensive. I looked for them on the internet and they are like 100 euros or 200. But if he takes first place, no problem.
He can buy two.
Yeah.
Like you probably set aside a state here, and then draw again with a haven. Maybe copper.
So, what do you buy here on 6? Like, gold isn't that great, right? I mean, you could, yeah, just go for groundskeepers already, why not? They are not getting in the way.
I like the groundskeeper, yeah.
And you're just gonna be putting coppers on the mat and go on from there.
Mick is asking what we were talking about. Well, I guess you have to Google Psychomatic for yourself and you will figure it out.
It's the cooking pan Psycho's grandma used to cook with. It's called Psychomatic.
Let's see, he has 5 coppers on the mat already, so if he draws the silver he can get to grand markets.
I think that would be nice.
I would also be tempted to get a forge and then just trash the 3 estates into grand markets. You can set them aside with havens and it would really help you, because the
Yeah, true.
game is going to be quite long, so not having the estates in the way is quite a boon.
Yeah. He draws the silver, but he opts to put another copper on the mat instead. I guess that's also not too bad now.
Not just
Wait.
every miser play guarantees a grand markets.
Yeah. And he's thinking maybe about buying another copper, but I don't think that would be great. Or maybe he just was calculating some stuff.
Like Mercury has 4 coppers, so he's probably just setting an estate aside, misering a copper, buying another haven.
Yeah. You want to get those coppers on the mat as soon as possible, I think. And this is already like looking quite nice for Psycho again. He's like ahead in tempo already, I think. Just judging from this hand, he has all his cards in hand and some stuff set aside.
Yeah.
But now he has 3 havens back in his deck, so next turn it's gonna be not as great as this one.
I think he should just play 2 havens next turn for a bit of consistency.
Yeah, you want to get like to this equilibrium point. And yeah, he probably sets the last copper aside, buys another haven. And then he's ready to go for the grand markets.
I think he should get one already here.
Yeah, that's also an option.
And then what you could also be doing is still use all the 3 havens next turn. Set aside the copper and buy 2 more havens with the grand market and the silver. Then you just have 3 havens every turn and you are quite set for the rest of the game. Just then you can just keep the estates out.
Yeah. He goes for the forge now. Well, I guess that's also nice. Like if he sets some estates aside here, next next turn he probably can forge 3 estates into Grand Market.
Yeah, he should set aside estates and forge.
Yeah, and then he's guaranteed to be able to do that, right? Well, not quite, I think, but maybe.
I would still take the Grand Market here. To really maximize the chance of getting the thrashing down next turn, you'll want to set aside copper, but I will be in favor of just buying Grand Markets. You can also trash the copper with forge, so setting it aside is not...
Yeah,
Well,
true.
well, maybe setting aside is better, because you're not just hoping to hit 6 all the time, you want to really maximize the money, because eventually you're also getting multiple expensive card buys, buying Platinum Colony, so setting aside copper now may well pay dividends long time.
Yeah. And yeah, he can now on this turn he can forge his 3 estates into Grand Market. Mercury also has a forge now.
Yeah,
Um,
Psychomatic has 7 coppers on the mat and Mercury just 5. Interestingly that he sets that estate aside. What he could be doing is just trashing Miser copper estate into the Grand Markets.
yeah,
That seems okay.
yeah, like you don't necessarily need 2 misers because most of the time you're just gonna be setting one aside anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And he
He will
he
set aside.
forges everything into platinum. Well, that's also okay, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Silver isn't really doing you that much.
Yeah, here's Cycle. Just forges estates to Grand Market. Gets another haven maybe. Maybe with the estates gone, like right now he doesn't need as many havens, but later it's gonna be nice when he goes for green.
Yeah, exactly. And before that time, you there is a period you have just a bit too many havens, but then you can just haven a haven, and they're not as long as you have them spread between turns, they're not going to be in the way that much.
Yeah. Now Mercury sets another copper aside and can get a Grand Market.
Finally,
Um,
it's a bit late for the first Grand Market on turn. Does it
and
12?
and Psycho didn't like he also forged estates plus silver into platinum instead of Grand Market, and I guess that's also nice. You
Yeah, I
just
like
like
it.
basically double mine your platinum while trashing 3 estates. You double mine your silver into platinum while trashing 3 estates. And here he can get 2 Grand Markets.
Yeah, double Grand Market is the obvious play here. And then they're just going to run.
I guess now you just empty Grand Markets, then you go for Groundskeepers, and
I guess
after that,
if it's possible, I would take a second platinum sometime in between. Like if you hit 15, then you take platinum Grand Market.
yeah,
I Like set a mice aside, set the forge aside. Okay, he's havening the havens.
I guess doesn't matter that much what he's setting aside at this point because he's drawing his deck anyway if he just adds like grand markets now.
Yeah, I think I would go for Grand Market Platinum here.
Yeah, that also seems to be good because platinum is really big payoff. He could also go grand market to groundskeepers, but the groundskeepers don't do that much now. Like basically nothing. But if you want to get them, you have to get them at some point, right? And he goes for the groundskeepers.
Okay, that's a bit curious, because I don't expect him to buy green for another few turns, and he's just not making the deck better now. But I guess that this should tell us that he is going for green, like either this turn or relatively shortly.
Yeah, like maybe this turn he gets another grand market and 2 groundskeepers or something, or maybe just 3 groundskeepers, and then like every green buy gives him +5 VP.
But like now Mercury's deck is so much better. He gets 3 grand markets here, and then he's just golden.
Yeah,
I think Psychomatic was ahead, but he freeled away kinda with the groundskeeper's buys.
yeah. Now like it seems, yeah, like Mercury's deck seems a bit better now.
It could also be that he is somewhat scared and now copies him. I see that a lot with somewhat weaker players. I don't really expect it from him, but it's still possible. Because I guess that's usually due to some kind of panic reaction, and in the end, all humans are prone to it.
Yeah,
There's no immediate worry about buyouts.
well, I guess once, nah, I guess like once grand markets are gone, pileout is not that far away anymore, like havens and estates. I mean,
Yeah,
that's still 10 buys, but with grand markets you had to have a lot of buys and a lot of coin. And you can also maybe forge a haven into a state or something. So you only need 9 buys and 18. But yeah, grand markets aren't gone yet, so
yeah, and
that's not yet possible.
18 without playing the miser is also not that easy to
Oh yeah,
have.
true.
So he also went for the groundskeeper. I just think that's a bit early and needlessly cautious.
Like, I mean, with groundskeeper, it's always the question of when you want to get them, right? Because, like, before greening, they don't do anything for your deck.
Yeah,
They're just there.
you want to get them as closely to greening as possible, preferably just a bunch in the same term as you start greening. And obviously, that is usually not possible, but definitely not before other cards that are still part of the building stage. I think the really early one was okay because it just was he had 5 and it was the best buy at that point.
Yeah,
chat is saying that two GMs lose. Well, maybe for Psycho. I'm not sure. The Mercury doesn't have the plus buy on Meiserpal, so he has only 6 buys total. So there just is no pile out inside.
Yeah.
Okay, it's always important to actually count the number of buys and gains and look at the piles and not just be afraid of piles being low and then feeling like you have to do something.
Yeah, like especially in games like these where like they're pretty much drawing the deck every turn, you can like really accurately calculate what they will be able to do and then play accordingly. Well, what does Psycho get here?
The chat is suggesting he can get 2 grand markets and then Seaway the Haven. That's it.
That would be a nice play actually, right?
Yeah,
Then he
it gives
threatens a
him
pile out.
lots of options. And the thing with that play is that Mercury cannot copy it because the Seaway, the Haven pile is gone. He really has to start going for the colonies after that.
Yeah, like if Psycho does that now, Mercury has to get green. He gets another groundskeeper.
Yeah, I guess he didn't see the play or consider it.
Well, I guess now also he wants to start greening now, so another
Yeah.
groundskeeper is okay. But like the other play would have threatened the pile out, and that would be a lot stronger.
Yeah,
But well,
and now
if you don't see it, you can do it.
there's also a power out now with 5 groundskeepers and the Haven, but
Oh, true, yeah.
you still need at least 1 estate because you need the points.
And that would be $27. I don't, well, it's not out of reach, but yeah, it is.
Yes,
He can
6 in
get
Haven,
to,
16, 21. That's not going to happen.
yeah. So, um,
Now Mercury could
well,
be the one seawaying Haven, which, given that he has not, well, I guess you
well,
never play the Haven because what? Why would you? Without any cards to the side, unless of course you just want it out of the deck. But yeah, I think he playing him getting the Seaway Haven for sure would giving some very good options. It's just he also has to get colony with it because well there is not much else you can still be doing, and just running down a groundskeepers is going to make it too easy for the opponent to power out.
yeah.
guess Seaway, Haven, Colony. What do you have left? Another 5. Could get Groundskeeper. Like, your opponent needs 20 plus Colony is 31. I don't think he can do it. But
Yeah, I think.
he can maybe forge something into Colony. Like Platinum plus Haven, with a lot of Groundskeepers in play. And then have enough left to pile out the Groundskeepers. That is assuming that Mercury would have gotten Seaway, Haven with a Groundskeeper.
But yeah, then he can play his miser if he forges, right? But yeah, I mean, if you forge for a colony, that's like the equivalent of having 11 coins on the forge, more or less. So would
Yeah,
give you
but
more than a miser play.
yeah, but not if you're forging the Platinum, because then you're
Oh, yeah,
also not
true.
getting the 5.
Then it's actually 1 coin less.
Yeah, so playing Miser just seems better.
Especially since there's also plus buy on miser, so you don't even gain an extra gain from playing forge.
It's interesting that he starts with buying a colony and then thinks again for a long time. I would assume you first plan as to what you're going to do with all the buys and all the money, and then
Yeah,
execute the plan.
but maybe he noticed something midway. That happens to me a lot.
Yeah,
He goes for the groundskeeper. 1.
I think that's okay. If he now Seaways Haven, you don't want another groundskeeper, I think.
Well, then Psycho. Yeah, then maybe. Nah, then Psycho would need like 1728, and that might be possible, but I haven't counted it out in his deck. He has 5 grand markets, that's 10. 7 for the miser, that's 17.
17,
Platinum,
22.
22.
I don't think
That's
he
not
has.
enough.
No, he doesn't have anything more than that.
So he can safely get another groundskeeper here.
What he could do to get more out of the things is forge Miser, Groundskeeper, Haven into Colony.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then like he
But
has 2 groundskeepers in play at that point, so he's tying the score.
yeah, and he's still only gains 4 with it, so you get to 26 and you need 28. So
Yeah,
I think actually getting the Groundskeeper here is fine. I
yeah,
still would have preferred getting Seaway, but it's okay. And
yeah.
yeah,
Seems like neither of the players has seen that Seaway play.
yes, Deptonic in the chat mentions the second Platinum over the double Groundskeeper a while ago for Psychomatic would have been a better play. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think that would have been given him the game. Now I quite like Mercury's spot.
yeah. Seems quite good. He has more groundskeepers now. He has the points lead, so there's a lot of pressure on Psychomatic on his now. Like to take points and prevent the possible pile out from Mercury. And also every green buy for Mercury now gains 1 VP more than for Psychomatic. And Psychomatic can't really get any more groundskeepers, I think, because then Mercury probably has a pile out.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Yeah,
Well, he
he
can
can.
get double colony here.
Yeah, but that is just a slow loss.
Yeah, doesn't do much, but only takes the points lead, right? But I mean, what else to do?
Yeah,
On colony,
there really isn't much else Psychomatic can do here, I think.
yeah. Like he could get the colony and another platinum, but that gets him to 27. Um, but I don't know what that really does for him.
I guess some really out there idea is to do something with either Horde or Catacombs. Like you can, but then you're giving up points right now for some. The Horde plan seems to be too far-fetched. So you need another turn to gain green and then do something with the golds.
Mm.
At which point your deck is just too terrible. With Catacombs you can forge Catacombs plus Crab Market into something and then gain an additional Haven or whatnot, but it just sounds not good.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of options here. Like nothing like really strong he can do.
Mick suggested Colony Double Estate. That would have given him some extra points and not have run the colonies much lower. I'm not too sure, because then you the Mercury, yeah, it leaves 7 gains behind. Mercury only has 7 gains, so
If he forges, he has 7 gains.
yeah, I don't think that would have been the play.
It also makes like Psycho's deck a little bit worse. One more green card in it. And like if he wants to forge the estates out back again, then he can play his miser.
Yeah. What you could have considered is not getting to estates, but some other green cards, like uh, province plus estate or something.
Yeah,
That gives you like the same amount of points at the expense of getting an additional green card and getting its benefits, one more colony being in the supply. Psychomatic is gone for a minute. I hope Mercury just plays on rather than.
maybe he's thinking about what his last card is, but I guess he wants to play the Haven anyway, right? Maybe he wants to forge the colony, but I don't think that would be good at this point. And he also wants to play his groundskeeper in hand, so maybe he's waiting for Psychomatic.
Yeah, well, what you can think about is you can either forge Platinum and Haven into Colony, then you need a Haven, or you can forge the last Grand Market in and Groundskeeper into Colony, and then
Ah, yeah.
you want to play the Haven. So this is a good point to think about what you're going to do with the turn, because there's no card you always want to play right now out of both the Groundskeeper and the Haven. So
Yeah, that's true.
he still has like 6 coppers. Like, does he just have a win here? He has 4 groundskeepers. He needs 17. It's 10, 15, 17 plus 6. They can buy 3 estates for 5 points each. So I think that just wins. Yeah, he has to win here.
Oh, yeah, true. Like, no, but he has six buys, right?
Yeah.
And that would require 7. But
Well, you can forge the... Well, no, you're not going to forge. Yeah.
if you forge, he has. Well, if he forges, he has 17, right? So it would actually have been enough. Like forge Haven into Haven. No, wait. He needs more than 17, right? Three
Yeah,
estates
yeah.
and 6, so 21. He would have required 21 without playing the Miser.
Yeah, he is 1 buy short indeed.
Yeah, there's also ritual on here, as DG pointed out. Could ritual forge? But then you're not making use of your groundskeepers, right? I mean, it gives some points, but also with groundskeepers, like if you invest in them, you also want to gain green.
You get 6 points indeed for the 4, which is still better than buying an estate. So maybe it could have won, or I'm not entirely sure. Like 6 and 2 estates. 2 estates would be 10, 16. Yeah, I think that would have worked. Because 3 estates would have been only 15.
So now Psycho can't touch the colonies anymore, right?
Yeah, but the plan with ritualing the forge would have been a win for Mercury.
Like ritualing forge and then groundskeepers and havens, or
Yeah, and then 2 estates.
oh, nice. That would have been
Oh
a
no
nice,
no 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 no
nice
no
pile.
no! Wait, that's again one short because ritual also takes a buy. I'm just not.
Yeah,
That's something that's often confusing me because some of the events give a buy, so you kind of adjust to the idea that they're free buys. But
yeah. Yeah, what does Psychomatic do here? Guess he can get provinces, but what does that really do? But I mean, he can't touch colonies because that enables Mercury to just win on colonies. Um, so really bad spot for Psychomatic.
I think Psychomatic has the slightly better. Yeah, maybe in the long run, Mercury is a bit more likely to dot. So he just wants to get a bunch of provinces, like 2 provinces duchy or something. But no, yeah, he's pretty lost, I think.
Uh, yeah, like Psychomatic has one more haven. Mercury has another silver in his deck, so he's a bit more likely to that, but uh, that doesn't help him a lot. It's also a win Mercury needs here because he's down to um, 0-2.
Someone is
So
suggesting Fairgrounds, but I don't think it's actually more points than Dutchy.
I think they don't have 10 uniques, right? Like Psychomatic has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Firegrounds. And the Forged, it's 8. It's not even up to 10 uniques. Like he could get there later, like if he buys an estate, he has 9 uniques, and province that's 10. So could be worth a bit more, like if he buys different. And he also has copper, right? That's on his
No,
tavern mat.
he does. It's in the trash. Oh, the copper on the tavern mat. Yeah, indeed.
So fairgrounds plus uh, estate plus province, that would be 10 uniques, right?
Yeah, so
Maybe.
he will get Fairgrounds to more than Dutchy. So yeah, if you, it's probably best to buy Fairgrounds over Dutchy.
Yeah. Yeah, like province, fairgrounds would be an option, or just province, fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Better.
I prefer that. If you
Yeah,
go double Fairgrounds, then you can take an estate with it, but
yeah, that doesn't.
that's just
That's
too many. Then you really want to somehow win next turn, otherwise your deck is just going to hell.
yeah, yeah. So like double province, fairgrounds seems like best he can do here, or I don't know if it's best, but it seems like a good option.
Yeah, it gets a lot of points, and it, yeah, kind of minimizes how bad your deck is going to be.
Yeah. Let's see if it does it here. Certainly looks like it's the path he's taking, but he's thinking maybe he's counting his uniques now and will realize that fairgrounds will be the 10th.
Yeah, unless he's forgetting about the copper.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to miss.
He's
Yeah,
missing
he
it
gets
a
a
bit.
duchy. Well, that's one BP difference that he could have gotten more here. But it's can Mercury take 2 colonies here safely? That would get him to 86, I guess. That doesn't seem so nice.
No, he can't take.
Because then Psycho can take colony and some green and he wins. So Mercury also can't touch the colonies. Um, Aku says that's losing to 2 estates, groundskeepers and Haven. I don't know what he refers to. Maybe the thing that Psycho did. Like if Mercury goes, Mercury buys 2 estates here. That's 10 points. Oh, but then he's tied. So Mercury is probably gonna do something along the same lines here as Psychomatic did, like get provinces uh, with a fairgrounds maybe. Maybe like for him it's he's already up to 10 uniques with just the fairgrounds, right? Because he still
Yeah,
has a
and
silver.
he has to win here, as Akuchi is pointing out, and he sees it. He rituals Forge, gets one estate, and then buys the remaining cards.
Oh, yeah, nice win.
Yeah.
Nice pile out. And that wouldn't have been possible if Psycho got fairgrounds
No.
instead of Duchy. So
Yeah, that basically cost him the game. Well,
yeah,
he probably would have lost in the end anyway, but
yeah, that just made it a little quicker. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
sure. Here they are again with possession and rebuilds. Rebuild tunnel is actually quite nice. Would probably go for it. Opening quadrat silver.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. We have a board with possession and
Oh,
rebuilds.
again.
If you can build up quickly enough, then possession is really great against rebuild. You can
Yeah.
just get the provinces of the duchies for a net of plus 6 VP rather than the usual plus 3 VP it would have been for the rebuild player.
No.
But there is no trashing here. That's going to
There's
be
also
slow. And there is
there's
salt,
also Salty Earth.
which is going to help the rebuild player.
Yeah, so rebuild seems like the way to go here. I mean, rebuild with salt is just so quick.
Yeah, I personally would go for a rebuild tunnel, like just opening quadrat silver, and then you can quickly gain a bunch of golds that allow
Yeah,
you to buy provinces directly as well. Yeah, generate tunnels are definitely worth it. Rebuilds.
I think you want to get rebuild first, right? And then maybe, like, if there's an opportunity, you can get a tunnel.
Well, if you want to go
Buy one.
for it, you really want to get a whole bunch and have your rebuild basically be a gold making machine. Just getting one and kind of going for it is more like a distraction.
Yeah, but I mean, you want some rebuilds first before you buy a tunnel, right? Because like if you buy a tunnel before rebuild, it just makes it harder to get your rebuilds.
Yeah, for sure. But here, indeed, with Salty Earth, it's quite defensible to just go the normal route and skip tunnel, because the rebuild player who goes for the conventional strategy is able to utilize salt to make the game a lot shorter.
Yeah, it's gonna be over really quick.
So you're not getting much use out of the tunnels.
Yeah. And Psycho actually he bought a courtyard with his opening silver. That's fine, I think.
Yeah, I would also open the courtyard. I don't really understand the minstrel from Mercury.
Maybe he wants to get tunnels and minstrel. I mean, there's a bit of synergy there.
Yeah, I think particular Mick is a big fan of tunnel discards that are not from your hand, I guess. Because then you're not losing a card from your hand, so that's a great synergy. He's going for the rebuilds.
Mercury gets another minstrel, and he can also get rebuild here with this draw. Even drawing his second silver, but that's not so nice for him. He would rather have had it in this hand. And looks like Psycho can get second rebuild here. That's really good for him.
Yep, he is quite ahead.
Yeah, and like this game is gonna be so quick.
I think I would
He could get a tunnel here.
I would play the minstrel first.
It's his last card. I haven't counted it. It was a copper, so that was good for him.
He has only one rebuild, I think, so you want to buy second.
Yeah.
Then buy duchies with subsequent fives. He can,
he was almost up to province here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Top deck
he has the top deck.
And buy a duchy. Yeah, I agree.
Mercury hits 4 again. That's sad for him.
I guess I would go for salt. I would go salt over Wandering Minstrel, I think.
And what do you salt? Like
just a province.
Estate. Province, but I mean that helps Psycho more, right? Because
well, not really. Psycho is just a hat with well, it's more of a question of who has a better deck and just is more likely to win the long game.
Yeah.
And I guess Mercury actually is in that position. And then you can, yeah, salt anything besides province. I would go estate or tunnel, yeah.
So double rebuild play for Mercury here. That's good. And he can get the last duchy.
Yeah,
That's really nice for
that's
him.
quite nice. I think they are both out of estates now. Yeah.
So seems really even now. I mean now Mercury's deck is even a bit say because he can get to his rebuilds with all the minstrels.
Yeah, Psychomatic could consider buying a gold here.
Yeah, maybe with a bit of lucky courtyard,
Yeah,
he can then
combined
buy province.
with the courtyard, there's a decent possibility of getting him to province directly.
Yeah, buying province directly is really worth a lot in like rebuild games, right? Because +6 is a lot there.
Yeah. Yeah, a few years ago I did quite a lot of simulations, and even in plain rebuild games, just when you're in situations like this, where the duchies are gone, buying a gold over third rebuild is slightly better. Because of the
Oh,
yeah, the small chance of ever hitting a province that is basically wins you the game. And here with the courtyard, it's yeah, that small chance is a lot higher.
so this should be really good for Psycho buying a gold here, right?
Yeah.
Ah, and he does it. So smart decision.
This is somewhat interesting.
Oh,
He almost hits province here. The thing is, he has a rebuild left in the remaining 6 cards. So he could just top deck duchy.
I mean he can top deck duchy and turn it into a province with this rebuild, right?
Yeah, and then also buy gold, I guess.
Yeah.
That will be
Oh, he top
okay.
decks copper.
Yeah, but now he's this going to rebuild. I'm not sure whether I like that.
I mean, I guess you're like 50-50 keeping your rebuild there and getting the duchy out of hand. That would be really great. But then you can also just lose your rebuild for the hand and get the duchy out of it.
Yeah, he's going for the forum, which isn't bad, because it helps you play the rebuilds more often.
Yeah, and you can also discard green from your hand to rebuild it. Um, would a third rebuild be good here for Psycho on 5? But then he has to top deck duchy.
I think I would top the duchy and buy forum.
Ah, he salts. Salts a province.
That's a bit strange with having the golds.
Yeah, right. He He wants to keep them so he can buy them, right?
Yeah.
Keep them in the supply.
Yeah. Like the more shots you give yourself at buying one directly, likelier you're going to win. Because Mercury is slightly ahead in points, so just milling provinces is just bad.
Also, Mercury's deck is a bit faster at getting to his rebuilds, I think, so he's also gonna mill the provinces fast.
Yeah.
This also is like a really nice turn for Mercury.
Yeah, Mick says you can triple province here by just playing 2 rebuilds and assault, and that is really that should win in the game, especially seeing Psycho's hands.
Yeah. And seems like that's what he will do. Yeah, then Psycho is pretty much locked out, right? He would like need a really lucky turn buying province, like at least buying one province and then just rebuilding uh, 2 duchies or something, but that's not gonna happen. Well,
Yeah, he can only buy one and rebuild one, so it's I guess just over. He should buy tunnel now, and
yeah, and he does. Well, Mercury has kind of a bad hand here, but maybe he can salt again with the courtyard draw.
yeah, he can still hit 4, and then well, that hitting 4 is slightly risky because I think Mercury, who started this, Mercury did. So if he hits 8, he can tie, but he's not hitting 8. Oh, he didn't salt. Okay, that's a smart play.
Yeah, he goes for the tunnel.
If he salted here and trust the province, then he could have lost to a direct province buy.
Yeah, true. So that wouldn't have been a nice play, salting
no.
there.
So this is just this was the right goal.
Yeah, it's just an unnecessary risk, right? And now he can just rebuild into province.
And salt it, yeah.
And that's game.
Yeah, and we're tied 2-2 with Psycho starting next game. And we are already over 2 hours in, so they're not playing at my favorite pace.
This game was fast, but I guess that's what rebuild does. This looks interesting.
A lot of piles are going to run here, like this one, probably this one.
Outpost is so nice with diplomat.
Yeah, it's trashing is slow though, but it's yeah, you want to get these for the tower points anyway, so you're going to trash quite a bit. The only real draw is Golem, because, well, you can also play... No, Diplomat just isn't going to increase your hand size, because all the villages aren't increasing your... are decreasing your hand size.
Yeah, just increases your hand size.
Yeah, you want to go for Golem, so I think I just would open Potion Ratcatcher.
Yeah, that seems nice. You can get University and later Golem. And yeah, University and Diplomat also pairs nicely. It's easy to activate the diplomats, and university itself gives actions. Would be nice to have the blue dog on this board instead of caravan guard,
Yeah.
or instead of armoriers or bureaucrat.
And Mick is saying diplomats still draw because court you can play this non-terminally, but this also playing this also decrease your hand size by 1. So it's draw, that's true, but the only way to really get more than 5 cards in hand is using Golem.
And they both opened armory. That's also fine, I guess. You can just gain potion with it.
Yeah, that's probably better than just opening potion straight away.
Yeah.
I didn't consider it, so yeah, I would top deck potion here and buy diplomats in Mercury's spot, and probably another red catcher in Psycho spot.
Yeah, another red catcher seems nice, because yeah, they are slow at trashing. You also get tower points if they run, but probably if they run, tower points will be more or less even for both of them, so they don't do anything actually.
Mick asks why you would want to have more than 5 cards in hands when you can just play them. I'm not really understanding the question.
Well, I guess like courtier, it loses you a card from hand, but then you play diplomat, you are back to 5 cards, then you can play another courtier, play another diplomat, so that way you can play your deck without ever having more than 5 cards in hand, I guess is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, okay, but it only works if you have no other stop cardish things. And as long as you have other cards, you obviously would prefer to draw them over not drawing them.
I mean, it's a fragile thing, but yeah, you can't do much better here.
Well, with Golem and hitting cantrips.
Yeah, true. With Golem you can do that. They are both up to 2 armories now. Well, I guess you wanna gain a lot of diplomats.
Well, in that case, it's just going for running out the piles quickly.
They also probably have tower points in mind. Now Psycho gains a potion. Top. And that's a sad draw for Mercury with the diplomat. Drawing both his armories dead.
Yeah. Mick thinks Golem sucks here. I don't agree. University is also nice.
Red Catcher is also nice to activate your diplomats in this phase. Like here, Psycho. I mean, he wants to trash anyway, but it comes with the added benefit that he can play his diplomat for 2 actions and use armories he draws, if he draws them. So, nice little synergies going on here between the cards. Oh, he just trashed 1 copper.
He trashed 1 at that's quite... Yeah, it's Give him the
Well, I
golem,
guess
but
he can trash a state now and still gets the red catcher into
yeah,
his shuffle.
and
So
it also made sure that with the specific draw he had, he would have been able to afford the golem. But
yeah,
I'm not sure whether that was the reasoning behind it or just wanting to keep it
I guess
out
he
for the
was.
state.
He just wanted to get an estate here in this hand, or like if there's no estate here, he can still trash a copper here probably, and I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, and the way it turned out, it was really great for him.
Here would probably
So
here would gain an in and shuffle back in the golem.
yeah, that seems nice. And then you can also put some diplomats on top with the armories, and you have a really nice next turn.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
Like you're not guaranteed to draw the in then, but the chance is high. Or like if you just draw golem, that's also enough. You
I
get
really don't like the Corche. The in is just
I,
so great here.
yeah, I think like that would have
Just
been a great moment for in. Like you can get caught here later.
yeah, I wouldn't take Corche before outpost even. Like if you get in now and after like 1 or 2 more turns, then you can add outpost.
Yeah, outpost is like great once your deck is so thin that um, because you can then just easily activate diplomats in your starting hand,
Yeah,
in your outpost starting hand, and it
you can
gives you
play
a whole
play
other turn.
armory to top deck diplomats to start off the outpost turn.
Oh yeah, so you can like basically guarantee that the path.
Yeah, so if I think the game should be ending before we see those really fancy turns with. Well, outpost could help you have such a really fancy turn where you ended on these piles.
Yeah,
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 DJ
like
and Mick are saying they should have trashed more by getting more red catches over these. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
like the
It's
caravan guards, they don't really do anything. They just add a coin and also a delayed coin. So
it's nice, and they're also going to run, so they're tower points. But you really want to get rid of the coppers first.
and Mercury he banqueted for an outpost here. I don't know if I like the
No,
banquet. Like
I don't like that at all. Like
yeah,
just added
like the
adding the 2 coppers makes the outpost itself so much worse that even if it was correct without 2 coppers, with the additional coppers, it's just it makes it so bad.
yeah they really hurt the additional coppers. And here he can set up that stuff. Like
Ah, that's nice. He can he can first.
well, I guess he has 3 coppers here. Yeah, still 2 coppers here, but
Uh,
seems like those coppers didn't hurt as much as we thought.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, me too.
He probably was very fortunate as well by starting off the way he did, but it's a great turn nonetheless.
Yeah, worked out really nicely for him. And he still has 2 red catchers on his tavern mat, so if he's lucky with the next starting hand, he's down to like 4 coppers or something. And his deck is starting to look really nice.
It's a bit unfortunate for Psychomatic that now Mercury has like 8 diplomats against
Oh
his
wow,
2.
yeah.
So that really was it just killed Psychomatic's potential.
Yeah, like that is pretty much a game, right? If
Not
Mercury plays it right.
not that all the diplomats are really good for him, but depriving Psychomatic of the option of getting more is pretty strong.
Yeah,
Uh,
like Psychomatic can't do all those cute tricks with Diplomat
yeah.
now. Like not as consistently as Mercury can.
Yeah, and if he just gets more ins now, and Courtier or something, and he has the red catchers on the mat, then he can make such great use of the diplomats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel that Courtier really should have been in, and he could have kickstarted a really nice turn.
Yeah.
Secondly, the outpost. If you're not going to in, get the outpost. Not.
He gets it now. He has to, like, you want an outpost here at some point. But
Trash the copper, and then can start playing diplomats. Yeah, I think he play armory indeed, and you have again the. Now you play in. Discard copper diplomats.
you can play outpost, diplomat. Oh, he
Yeah,
discards outpost. Well, I
that's.
guess he's gonna draw it again anyway, right?
Yeah, well, he could have played an additional armory if he had not discarded the outpost there.
Yeah. And he gets a Courtier. That's nice, I would say. But he kind of does here.
It's the wrath of the banquets.
Yeah. But why he had a copper in his starting hand in this outpost turn, right? But he didn't trash it with Ratcatcher. That might have been
I
good
get,
for him.
yeah, he was thinking about this, I guess.
Oh, and look at this starting hand. Just 5 diplomats.
Yeah, you definitely want to trash one there.
Yeah, you have to, right? Else it's a dud.
it's
But and
it's
then he draws 2 coppers. Well, I guess he can continue his turn then.
Dan is suggesting Mercury could have been able to autoball our armory, that is, gain armory with armory, then draw with diplomats, armory, another armory, and so forth. But I don't think he would have been able to end it. And your deck is just going to be gross.
Yeah, if you can pull it off to end, it's great. But you don't want to do it when you can't end the game doing it. But someone did that in another, like in the last round, someone did that in their match, I think, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay, I've definitely done it before myself on some boards.
So
And Dan Brooks is admitting to a grave crime in the chat. He basically extorted McDonald's for a cup of coffee by illegal use of coupons.
he's a hacker. McDonald's hacker. So Psychomatic has a nice turn here. Um, and with this starting hand from Mercury, that gives a bit a back of momentum to Psychomatic, I think.
Yeah, he probably has 2 turns.
I mean, he doesn't know it, but yeah,
It's
this
still not certain. Like if Mercury trashes a diplomat, draws like armory with one of the other diplomats, he's still totally fine.
yeah, that really sucks for him to have to trash a diplomat. Dan
But
Brooks says Psycho should win here or lose trying.
my question is, he can start doing the armory thing, like get, not really, because he has so few draw options left. Like you can armory 2 armories, then play diplomat, but then your turn is over. So you draw the
Yeah,
armories and
for Psychomatic, the armory thing is like a lot harder. Like he almost can't do it. Mercury can if with the right draws. Um, Psycho has quite a few caravan guards, so he might be looking to
like
um,
does he have his outpost in the last 2 cards? I
he should, right?
I think so.
Um, um, yeah, he shuffled his deck before this turn. No, wait.
No,
Did
during
he?
it. But yeah,
During the
he
turn.
has the outpost left in one of these 2 cards. So he should definitely go for that one.
Yeah. Um, I think maybe Psychomatic. Uh, like maybe he wants to pile out on caravan guards later because he has 4 already, so that would give him quite a few points. And red catchers maybe, but like he can't do it now. But maybe like in the next 1 to 2 turns, that would be something he could do.
Yeah, he should definitely count on Mercury having a dud. Yeah, he should definitely draw the outpost. There's just no question about that.
Yeah,
And you do that by playing courtier, revealing diplomats, doing something, then gaining something with university. Then you can draw it. Or you can draw it regardless because you have more than enough actions to do whatever you want. So really getting the additional 2 actions from diplomat isn't a big deal.
yeah.
But still, even that you can just do easily.
I guess he's like already thinking about what he uh yeah, like if he can set up something if he gets lucky on his outpost turn or something.
I think he can. He can gain 2 caravan guards of these armories, get additional buy and 3 coins with courtier, gain something with university. He can basically pile these right now, and then he needs to pile these on his outpost turn, and then he wins.
Yeah, like if he gets lucky on his outpost turn and he goes for it now, he can win this.
Yeah,
And probably that's what he should go for because I mean he doesn't know Mercury that's here, but
Yeah, he should just try it, and he can
yeah,
even sort of set up his outpost turn by first drawing, and then gaining the in and shuffling some stuff back in. I'm not sure what.
yeah,
Oh,
but
oh, there's probably only the in as action because these
yeah,
are all
there's no
nice.
no ni
But then
no nice stuff.
yeah,
Oh, he goes for maybe he goes for the armory thing. He gains an
that's
armory.
a bit strange because now he cannot draw the outpost. Well, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, now the outpost is not guaranteed, right? But maybe he has another thing in mind.
He has the outpost at least, so that makes it gives him a chance.
I'm curious as to what he wants to do with that additional armory.
Well, it basically gives him a somewhat better chance next turn.
Yeah, on
Armor
his
this.
outpost turn, he has additional buy
Yeah,
gain.
the problem is still he has so few diplomats. Not just two golems, so that helps if you at least get to draw them. I think I would just top deck two caravan guards, gain the in, shuffle back in the in, play the outpost,
Yeah,
buy another caravan guards.
yeah, that seems good. I mean, the in on the outpost turn is a bit ugly because you have so few starting cards. But if you draw a golem, it's fine.
Yeah, golem or even just diplomat. That's also, well, not the best
Yeah,
thing ever, but still nice, and it offers you some potential for running out the last pass. It's still a long shot, but it's his best chance. He doesn't know Mercury has a dead turn. Well, potential for a dead turn. It's still far from given actually, but
yeah,
he has to assume that Mercury can end it here if he doesn't.
yeah, yeah. So his best course of action is just to try to get lucky on the outpost turn. Or like
Yeah.
not lucky, but he needs a good draw. Um, and try to pile caravan guards and red catchers maybe. How many red catchers does he have? And how many does Mercury have? I don't know actually. Like,
I don't know, but if he empties the D7, then he will win anyway.
yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
I think they are split like 3, 4 on red catchers, but like emptying caravan guards will give him 8 points. Mercury 2, that would be 11 to 10 already, and then emptying red catchers just gives him the win.
They're also suggesting a armory pile out, but I think that just takes more. It's just less likely to happen, and if you complete the pile out, you're winning anyway. So
Yeah,
even if it's more points, it's not doing anything for you.
like if he had more diplomats, he could try the armory pile out, but with only 2 diplomats, I think it's hard.
There are two red catchers on Mercury's mat indeed, so he can. He has potential for a nice turn.
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants to trash 2 diplomats, right? That
Well,
really sucks.
you only have to trash one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think he should only trash one.
And
Like,
yeah, Psychomatic just should assume if Mercury gets a turn, he's winning. So
yeah,
it's not.
yeah, because like if Mercury gets a turn, then he gets a turn plus an outpost turn, and that should definitely
Yeah.
win it for him.
And for safety's sakes, I agree, I guess, with Dan's suggestion that he can and maybe should trash 2 diplomats, because then you are. He has enough to do what he wants, and you don't want to
Yeah,
risk just having the dead turn.
might actually be the right thing to do, right? But like in his situation, you're sitting there asking yourself, do I trash 2 diplomats? Choice to make. But yeah, if he just trashes one and draws two cards that don't give him any actions, then he's lost again. Or like, I mean, he trashes one, plays a diplomat, and then he needs to draw a card that he can play to decrease his hand size again. That
Okay.
shouldn't be too unlikely.
Yeah, sums 1, 2, 3, 4. You get all the credit for the suggestion, as you indeed mentioned it first. Oh yeah, so someone is mentioning the game against Sam E and Lazy Dog. I read the interview with Lazy Dog, and it immediately made him my favorite player left in the tournament, because he made some really cool and justified digs at everyone's most hated card, Swindler. So I'm rooting for Lazy Dog to win the tournament.
Yeah,
And
I,
the funny thing is, he came from mixed bracket, as Dr. Steelhammer kindly reminded me, which basically means that all the terrible ideas get eliminated and the great ones survive. He's
if Lazy Dog goes to the final, I want it to be a pirate ship cage match.
he's going for the he's gaining a caravan guard with university, so he's not going for the inn.
Hmm.
That's interesting. It
I
it
mean, he
it
doesn't have to, but it
it,
would
it,
be
it,
nice, right?
it makes the power out easier, because he will have to gain one last card, but it makes the starting the turn in a nice way less likely. So
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. Could work out, but he's going for the
Oh,
in now. But
oh, he has a lot of coppers.
that's not helping him, because like now he has all the extra covers.
Yeah. Well, he just needs to find a golem here, right?
Yeah,
Play Caravan Guard in and hope for the best. Oh, he finds a diplomat. That's also nice. Oh, my cat wanted to sabotage me. Just stepping on the keyboard. Oh, no.
he is getting 2 gains, so he really has to get. Oh, he's going to put him on top. So he has to be lucky with the card that's currently on top. If it's a nice one, he wins. If it's not a nice one, he'll lose.
Well, or he will not win and Mercury will dud anyway, but that's a small chance, and he doesn't know that.
It really depends on the card. If it's a golem or a diplomat or an armory he will certainly win with a eye. This is bad.
Oh,
One
yep.
short. Now he will probably buy duchy.
Oh, and now we get to see if Mercury, like Psychomatic, has to be sitting there seeing that move and asking himself, what?
Yeah, they're,
What
they're,
is happening?
they're saying proper punishment for blankets. Yeah, it is. I think Mercury wants to get to the outpost first. He is. Well, you can gain one red gadget, it's not a problem, but before you get a second.
Yeah, there's the outpost. Like, but gaining red catcher, he's still behind in points. Like, he needs a way to score points also, right? Not that easy for him to pile out here.
You can maybe do something with piling armories. Or just getting free, gaining a silver of armory and then buying province. Well, it's too late for that, but he could have done that and then
Yeah.
he would have been fine.
Yeah, it's also a bit delicate for Mercury here, right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh,
Oh, he has.
no, it wasn't delicate at all.
He just has a lot more red catches. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's 3-2 for Mercury, right?
It is. We're going
It
to
was a
the.
2-0 lead for Psycho and now 3 straight wins for Mercury.
That's quite a comeback.
Yeah. That's also gonna wear down Psychomatic now. Like, you were up 2-0 and now you're one game from elimination. And it's a tournament game. So it also sucks that he's second player here for him.
This thing is 4 points per different action card. You have 3 or more copies of. So that's probably at least going to be tournaments. Maybe storyteller. Remote chance of it being forager, probably not.
Yeah, like you don't want 3 foragers just for the 4 points.
No, you could get one on the last turn or something, or very late. But probably you start out with remake forager, I guess.
Yeah, that seems decent. Marcus says he remembers Psychomatic coming back in that situation. Yeah, I think that's how their game went. I think Psycho was down 2-3. Then he won 4-3 over Marcus. So he does have what it takes to come back. I mean, this game can be like, depending on how shuffles and draws go, it can just snowball out of control for one of the players.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's the story of tournament with rushing.
yeah, like getting Trusty Steed here is really nice because there's no other plus actions.
Yeah, and you can trash the curse from Trusteeds pretty easily. So from what's it called? Followers.
Yeah,
So
follows seems also nice.
well, I think it's weaker than Trusty here because you can get rid of the curse easily and
Yeah,
still.
I mean, uh, I would go for Trusty Steed first, and
Yeah.
then maybe you can get followers second. Or maybe, yeah, why not, right?
I do think you want embargo here. It somewhat
Yeah, and he does.
helps. It helps getting to 8 a bit. Yeah, and I agree. We would make followers still nice to have, especially together with Rusty Steed.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you can get both, you just won, probably.
Here I guess I would just get a gold.
Yeah, right. I
You
guess so too.
you just want province as soon as possible, and
Yeah.
gold helps best with the plan.
Yeah. And might also be nice with like if you get storytellers later, then gold is also nice. And also like what else to get than gold, like but then you draw but you don't have enough for a province probably. Seems like he goes for the storyteller.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but it's not terrible either.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess can draw your deck this
Like
turn with storyteller.
like if the storyteller were gold, he would have had province now.
Oh, true. Um, yeah, but I guess he can also just draw his deck now with storyteller, uh, trash, and he's also in a nice spot.
That's true.
I don't know how much money he's gonna have left then. Probably not much. Like if he draws and trashes.
Yeah, I don't think you want all the. You can draw 6 cards and he only has 5, so you want to not play at least 1 copper.
Yeah. Oh. Ah, he still has the embargo. He can get province here, right? If he trashes remake.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice.
That's nice for him. Yeah, now it's actually nicer for him storyteller and the province instead of having like versus having gold and province in his deck.
Yeah, I
Makes
agree.
it more
It's
likely.
worked out well. Questions: what do you embargo? Embargo tournaments? I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
thing is,
Not really.
I don't think it matters a lot what you embargo there.
Maybe he could have embargoed gold to make it like because he doesn't really need gold anymore, but Psychomatic might want the gold. But doesn't really matter what he embargoes. He's now guaranteed to hit tournament and province
Yeah,
this turn. So he can get the trusty steed, and this looks actually really bad for Psychomatic, I think. This might be like his last game of the tournament.
I think so. Mercury is just going to get. Uh, I think I would get followers first here, actually, because it will hurt Psychomatic immediately, and Psycho won't be able to get Trusty Steeds anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, getting followers is nice. And then like he has enough time to get Trusty Steed afterwards because Psycho doesn't even have province yet. And also followers makes it more hard for Psychomatic to get to province. So this might be the end of the fast cooking pot.
Yeah, too bad. He was like 2 months ago. I had never heard of the guy, and then he has been playing really well. Got this far in the tournament.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I guess at this stage, I mean, either of those players can take the game. It's just how,
Yeah,
yeah, some of those games play out. Like, can go either way.
that's true, and especially this match. I think it's the closest in terms of seeds from all the quarterfinals. And
Yeah, Mercury, he was seeded 4 and 4th, and Psycho in 12th, I think.
yeah, 4-12, and they're even closer now on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Something like third and seventh or so you mentioned.
Psycho is in 5th place and Mercury in 7th.
Oh wow. And indeed he took followers first. I think I would take another storyteller here, and then you're
Yeah.
just to make it more likely you'll be getting the steed next turn.
Yeah. Yes, Storyteller seems like a good choice. Then he just like closes Psychomatic out of the game, and he just takes all the prizes now.
Yeah, and the extra draw is also nice with... Oh, it is unfortunate, but...
Yeah, true. But I think he's still so far ahead that even this won't make much of a difference.
Yeah, the Psycho won't be getting a province this turn.
Yeah. Like,
I even kind of like the idea of not playing followers here, but because then you get what's it called? Trusty Steed pretty much guaranteed next turn.
yeah,
But no, anyway, you're getting it because you have 2 storytellers left. I'll just play followers.
like Psychomatic's like only chance here would be like to get Trusty Steed and Princess, I guess. But that's seems not that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. And yeah, Mercury now he gets Trusty Steed on his next turn.
Yeah, I think he has no cash. There's like 2 storytellers left, a province, tournament, and I don't know what else. Forager.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you do here? I
Hmm.
think Harem will be okay. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe second forager.
Yeah, now he wants to get the estates out of his deck again, but he can also like buy another forager on a hand where he plays forager to make use of his buy. But anyway, like he's so far ahead already that doesn't really matter what he does.
Yeah, indeed. So... Oh, okay, the third forager also gave him the third storyteller gave him orchard points.
Ah, yeah,
And I also agree with Mick saying a second tournament and then a third probably would have been great here.
yeah. That way he can gain 2 prizes per turn. But he, yeah, kind of closed that path for himself when he embargoed tournament.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. If he gets really far ahead, he can still buy a tournament and just trash the curse, but it's not really worth it, and he's, right now at least, and he's winning regardless.
Yeah.
At least Psycho, I don't think he could have gotten province. No, still not.
Oh, only 7, right? If he lost Trader's Curse and Forager, he gets 7.
Yeah. Now you just want to start out with the steeds. Cards, actions. I would have liked to forage first, because then you can draw. If you
Yeah,
forage,
then you draw one more.
stress the estate, you draw one more. But
Yeah, he's just at the point where he can do whatever. I mean, there's really no way for Psychomatic back into this game now.
no, it's just over. He could resign perfectly safely.
I mean, it's his last game, so I don't
That's last
blame
game
him
in the
for not
tournament.
resigning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan also says Mercury
Ooh,
played the board really well. I agree.
that's correct, but I don't like the remake.
Oh, why? Well, maybe he wants to trash a little faster now. He has still a lot of copies left, but he could have also gotten Forager, because then he can gain the princess from his tournament and use it.
Yeah, I just don't like adding another terminal here. And with a remake, you're just going to run out of targets pretty quickly, because he doesn't have that much junk left.
Yeah, like the remake is basically just doing like 2 turns he can use it, and then it's like a dead card again. Well, I guess he can remake estates into silvers to use with Storyteller.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ah, that's what Marcus said, right?
Oh, I notice only now we're still playing with the kingdom moving.
If Psychomatic wins this, I have to buy like a Psychomatic pen. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
If he still wins this, he shows the real power of fast cooking.
I don't know what can he even do. Like, hmm, like he gets a gold. He can like play some money-ish thing now, but I don't think that will stand a chance against uh, Mercury's deck with all the prizes.
No, it won't.
But yeah, that's the only thing left for him to do, and he's trying it, which is okay, I guess. even if it's like only 5% equity or less, probably less. Yeah, now he can remake 2 estates into silvers. That's nice.
Buy another storyteller probably.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he can get princes next turn.
Yeah, you could probably also remake silvers into tournaments, but it's a bit late for that. I think he will just forge the remake or something.
Yeah. Well, I guess 2 more tournaments are all card points for him, but he doesn't care about that. Yeah, Dan says it's way less than 5% equity, and I
Oh,
agree.
definitely. I don't think it's. I think even 1 in 1,000 is too much.
Yeah, like,
He has to do some really incompetent nonsense. Like on making fun, he could still be making a bunch of misclicks, but it's a bit. You really need a gross series, and even that is very unlikely.
he gets a bag of gold, which is okay with storytellers, I guess.
Yeah, at least it's not terminal, so you can still use remake.
Oh, yeah, like there's no way, like Mercury, like he can't even that. Like, well, I guess he can, but yeah, there's not just no way he loses this.
I think I would forge a copper and remake silver and estate into tournament and silver.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then he can get another storyteller. Yeah, like Mercury can just go on and on with the game, and his advantage will just grow the
Interestingly,
longer the game goes.
he's not trashing in silver. I think it's a mistake, but not that it matters.
Yeah, gets another storyteller.
I think buying harem or something would be a bit better, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he can do whatever he pleases. Now Psycho can get province, but probably all the prizes will be gone. Well, I guess Mercury can get a maximum of 1 prize this turn, but if he does, it's gonna be Princess, and then, well, what are you gonna do with Diadem? I guess you can boost up your foragers, put it in the trash. Yeah, he doesn't even go for the province, because what does it help him here? Ah, I mean, That's okay. Like, just go for the money thing.
Well, you can ask a question about anything he's doing here because it won't really help him. So I think the clear move is just to resign.
Yeah.
He could actually remake silver into pro tournament and still draw it and use it here.
Yeah. Oh, but
He's
he
either not
doesn't want.
seeing it or he doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, like even if you take all the prizes out of Mercury's deck now, it's still better than Psychomatic's deck. So there's just no way he's gonna come back. And he goes for the province now. Well, I guess someone's gotta end it at some point.
Yeah, and you need once your opponent gets to the point where you can get provinces, you also don't want to just randomly keep buying storytellers.
Yeah, I mean, at this point they don't do anything for him. Just draw more storytellers, more treasures, which which you can use to repeat the process. So the the winner of this, which is probably gonna be Mercury, is gonna play against the winner of Lazy Dog versus Sam E. So we might actually get a Japanese semi-final if Lazy Dog can make it, and then would be guaranteed to have one Japanese player in the finals.
Okay, is Lazy Dog Japanese?
I think so. I think in the interview he said it.
Okay, I
Um,
missed that. I was so happy to read the part about Swindler.
yeah, but of course Sam E wants a part in that, and maybe he's gonna make it to the semis. Let's see. Um, yeah, the next quarterfinal match is tonight, actually, right?
I don't know. It, it,
At
it
midnight.
it's at midnight, but I'm not sure what they said Sunday midnight, so I'm not sure whether that is tonight or
Oh,
tomorrow night.
oh, all right. So it might also be tomorrow night,
But
and then
at least it was ordered in a way that suggested it is tonight because there seemed to be a chronological order in mixed post. So yeah, but that could have been a bit clearer. Marcus is
Marcus.
saying it's tonight, so let's trust him. If not, you can all go complain and burn his house and everything.
And that would be the which match would it be?
Sam E versus Lazy Dog, I think.
Oh, all right. Here now I've got the list. So yeah, that's Sammy versus Lazy Dog Sunday at 0 UTC. Sunday at 20 UTC we have Dan Brooks versus Gamesu.
Okay, congratulations to Mercury for being the first semi-finalist of this tournament. You both played well, so
Yup.
it could have gone either way, especially with Psychomatic getting ahead 2-0. But thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to E-Honda for being here as commentator.
Yeah, thank you too. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure. And enjoy yourself at the remaining matches. Bye.
See you.